Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of our video interview series. Right now, many of us, myself included, as you can see, are still working from home. So our reliance on IT is obviously hitting an all-time high. But with today's demand for always-on digital services, how can operators ensure customers aren't disappointed and avoid that dreaded downtime that can be devastating to a business? So today we're joined by Marc Garner of Schneider Electric, where we will be discussing the issues currently affecting the electrical industry and how organisations can help mitigate them. So hello Marc, thank you very much for joining us today. I mean, for the benefit of our audience, would you like to just briefly say what it is you do and where you're from, that sort of thing?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Marc Garner. I'm a VP for our Secure Power division in Schneider Electric. I've been with the business for 15 years now in various different roles, and joining Secure Power around 2 years ago now. So Secure Power is essentially our data center strategy into the market and the Secure Power offering. So racks, PDUs and UPS and cooling solutions into the market.
Excellent. Well, speaking of power, so how important is critical power in business continuity? I mean, what are the consequences for a business should they lose power? Should the worst happen?
It's never been more important than it is today. In terms of resilient power and business continuity. Often when we talk about critical power, we talk about hospitals, we talk about data centers, but it's much more than that. It's part of our everyday lives. We're seeing demand for digital services and for connectivity and for data going through the roof at the moment. It's growing exponentially, driven by the environment we're in, by the meetings like this that we're having today. And this increased digitalisation is not just at a personal level, but it's also within our buildings as our buildings become more connected and some would say living, breathing things really. It's in terms of the critical power side of it. Often when we talk about it, we talk about it in a data center format, and that's absolutely part of it. These upstream critical facilities like water industry, like the power generation industry, like data centers, absolutely critical environments. And God knows where would we have been without Netflix and online shopping and everything else over these past couple of months.
No, absolutely.
But at a local level, the criticality is now flowing down into our day-to-day lives, as I said. And you think around how you interact with a building, how the factories that you have around you that are producing the goods, hospitals, and then ultimately flowing down into our homes. Our homes are becoming critical buildings because they're our workplace in a lot of cases at the moment, or our place for educating our children. So they become critical facilities in their own right.
Absolutely. I mean, with that in mind, what issues are currently affecting the electrical channel right now? So I mean, that's across the board. So installers, contractors, just everybody really. I mean, are there any recent problems or challenges you've seen come about in the sort of wake of COVID-19?
Not so much in the wake of COVID-19, but I do think there's challenges within our industry that need to be addressed. You look at, we're quite lucky. We're in a fairly buoyant industry that's boosted by these major projects like HS2, like Hinkley Point, like the booming data center market that we see out there at the moment. But these major projects also come with their challenges. They require significant resource, significant support, and that pulls away from the electrical industry, and in some cases is creating a little bit of a skills gap that's there. We see the skilled labour start to move into these big projects, and there's a question as to whether they'll come back into the core electrical industry, I guess. With that in mind, it is critical as industry leaders, as people who work within this industry, to keep investing in young talents, in apprenticeships, in bringing new ideas and new people into this industry. I've got to say, I consider myself very fortunate. I've been with Schneider for 15 years now, and when I joined Schneider, I didn't have any electrical background whatsoever. I came in from I was a mortgage advisor before this. But Schneider's given me a great platform to develop a great career, some lifelong relationships with customers and colleagues that I'll always be grateful for, and experiences that I probably would never have had if I'd have joined a different industry. So it's a fantastic industry. We need to promote it more heavily out there as a career path for people. Absolutely. I think it's a big challenge for us.
I mean, do you think currently, rather than there being a danger of a skills gap happening, do you think we currently do have a skills gap? Do you think we are lacking the sort of personnel we need for, projects such as Hinkley Point, like you say?
I think because our industry's changed so much over however long you want to draw this out, but the industry is changing year on year, and the practices are changing, and I'm going to link it to two main points here: sustainability and the merger of Internet of Things and operational technologies. It creates a different mindset and a different skill that's needed from our designers, from our installers, from suppliers who are providing equipment into the marketplace. You look, it's incumbent on Schneider Electric, on myself as a leader in the business to bring new products, new systems to the market that allow the installers, the designers to design more efficiently, more effectively, to bring IT and OT closer together, so you get more efficiency within the building, more efficiency in the deployments of the project itself, and then the total cost of ownership for the end user of that installation. What's the life cycle cost of the project? Is it fit for purpose today, or fit for purpose 2-3 years down the line, when sustainability measures become much more impactful for us, and we've got to make changes to our infrastructure and our buildings to make it sustainability a reality going forward.
I mean, data centers, they get a lot of flack for using lots of electricity. They're power hungry, but it's not just data centers anymore. So would you say sustainability is becoming a key factor across the board, not just data centers anymore? So, in more different, various different critical infrastructure environments?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Sustainability is a key factor in all the decision making that I see in the industry now. So when we see a request for pricing and the tender process come into the business, sustainability is one of the factors that's built into it. I'd probably like to see it have a higher weighting, if I'm really honest, but it's part and parcel of those tender processes that come through. But when we talk about sustainability, we tend to focus on green generation. And I think, the first point of call should always be looking within, understanding where we can adopt more energy efficient practices and energy efficient technologies to reduce our usage and drive sustainability in terms of our own behaviour. If I give you an example, so Schneider Electric have just done exactly that. For decades, SF6 has been used to insulate and break electrical current in high and medium voltage switchgear. Yeah. However, SF6 is 23,500 times more harmful to the environment than CO2. So in last year, we announced, with sustainability at the very heart of this development, that we're bringing a new SF6 MV switchgear to the market that is SF6 free. Uses air to insulate the breaker, and it gives you the identical reliability and performance with even greater safety. I'd just like to touch on our own personal commitment as a company as well, Schneider Electric, that as a global leader in energy management and automation, sustainability has been at our heart of what we do for a number of years now. And in September 2019, we announced three key practices that we were committing to as an organisation. So reaching carbon neutrality across our company sites by 2025, achieving net zero operational emissions by 2030, and to have a net zero emission throughout our entire supply chain by 2050. I think it's incumbent on, again, companies like Schneider Electric and to lead the way in this space and make sure that we push our suppliers and our own supply chain to become greener and more sustainable for the benefit of our planet.